Here we are. Surprise, everybody.
Whoa.
Whoa, we're live. How's it going? I was reading the chat a little bit with the stream starting soon screen up, and so I was catching up on all your comments. Faith, the stream starting soon, I want to address that. From the last live stream, for those who don't know, I explained this to Hal when we were still muted and stuff, but the scream starting soon she's referencing is someone in my live stream on today's Saturday, so Wednesday, my last live stream. Someone recommended that shouldn't it be called Scream Starting Soon because it's scare acting, and I asked them for permission to steal that and they said yes. I just haven't done the edit yet, so that'll be coming up. I'm also going to use it for my Twitch channel, so if you also follow me on Twitch, that'll be there. Robert the Haunter. Hello, I'm new to the streams and I just wanted to say I think you're amazing and super talented. I hope to be half the haunter you are one day. Thank you. That's really nice. Do you also follow me on Instagram? I feel like I've seen your name before somewhere. So thank you for the love and support. I really appreciate that. So if we're ready to get started, I just wanted to chat for a few minutes to give people time to join the live stream. Yeah, I do. Nice. Yeah, I've seen your name. Yay. It's familiar to me, so hi, Hal.
Hello, Noah.
Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. So I guess we'll get started just to, why not? Why not? We're here. Let's do this.
We're all here. Yeah, gang's all here.
Gang's all here. Epic Raging Gamer. I love that. That's such a funny name. This is my first time here. I came from TikTok. Nice. Welcome. Thank you for joining from TikTok. So Hal, in case you don't know, a lot of my following, a lot of my audience is from TikTok because that's where my main following is. On TikTok, I tell Scareactor Stories. That's how this kind of started. I'll just do my intro because I explain it in my intro anyway. So, hi everyone. My name's Noelle, also known as Charge and Die on TikTok and Instagram and all the things. I am a professional scare actor. I tell Scareactor Stories as my main content, but because of the mess, I wasn't able to scare this year. My haunt was closed and canceled, so fun that. So I thought it'd be fun to interview fellow scare actors so that they get a chance to tell their scare actor stories and we can reminisce and it'll still be scare acting fun. I have a guest with me tonight. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Hal Wright, and I am a scare actor.
Beautiful.
And I work during the day at Universal Studios as well when it's not a victim of the mess.
Yes. What do you do during the day versus scaring people at night?
Well, during the day, I am a ticket seller. I work inside as a guest ambassador. I work at the box office. I'm the guy on the microphone in the plaza.
Ooh, so you get around Universal. I like that.
I do.
All right. So if you hear announcements, it might be Hal when you're at Universal. You know the inner guy. That's awesome. How was that? You worked that also while scaring. So how did you balance sleep within all that?
Sleep?
Yeah. How did you sleep during all that? What is sleep?
Well, that was a leap, wasn't it? Assuming that I was sleeping during all that. No,
I know. Well, my bad. I assumed you slept at some point.
Actually, I was a scare actor in 18 and 19.
Okay.
Yeah, in 18, they didn't schedule me for any day ops.
Oh.
During Halloween Horror Nights.
That's nice.
But in 19, I worked Thursday through Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, I had day ops shift, but they were all microphone on the plaza, easy peasy.
Okay. All right. So they kind of worked with your schedule a little bit, knowing that you're going to be dead tired getting off work around 3 a.m.
Yeah. Or as I like to think, I was indispensable.
Yeah. They wanted you. They wanted you on board still. Man. William is in the chat. Hi, William. William says, now I remember seeing him, LOL. So William's another character. I don't know how familiar you are with William, but William is another scare actor, a good friend of mine. Let's see. Faith says, I can't stay long because I'm at a friend's house. You're at a friend's house and you're joining the live stream? That's commitment. Thank you so much for being here. Faith is a regular in pretty much all my live streams, actually. Yeah, because you even join on Twitch, too. So I go live on TikTok, here on YouTube, and Twitch throughout the week. And Faith is there almost every time. So thank you, Faith. Yeah. Epic Raging Gamer. I wish, like, my mom would let me go to a haunted house when they were open where I live. That sucks you can't go, because we're awesome people and we're really good at scaring. So maybe we'd make you pee your pants. William, Hal, how did you manage? I always can't work day ops while scaring, because William also works day ops. That's what I've heard, mainly from William, actually, because he's like my source of going to for day ops information. I asked him so many times while we were scaring together, how do you do it? And he's like, I'm dead tired. Like,
I had nothing to do with it. I don't know.
You just went with it and you made it happen. You made it work. Yeah. They worked with you. That's amazing.
Yeah, good thing I checked my schedule.
Oh, yeah, double check it in case anything changed. But it's good that they kind of kept you on the mic rather than having to keep a smiling face in front of people, because you could just be on the mic, be like, hello, welcome to Universal. I promise I'm not drunk, I'm just tired.
If you have any questions, go see that guy over there.
Not me. Don't ask me questions. My brain is not on today. That one over there. Please ask them. Just divert attention to your left.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Avoid the commentary. Yeah.
So, Hal, you're a more recent scarer then, the last couple years. How did you get started in scaring?
Well, I'm one of those guys. My daughters grew up horribly embarrassed, because I would start Halloween right around Labor Day.
As you should. I don't see the problem.
That was my point exactly. But here's the thing. So they were embarrassed. I know they're embarrassed when dad is a 2-syllable word. Dad. But that skips a generation. My grandkids are now very pleased that I still embarrass my children. Good. So it's anyway. So I've always been into Halloween and Christmas and the whole thing. So I retired a few years ago and then ran away and joined the circus and went to work for Universal for giggles. And the first year I was when Horror Nights was being done was 2018. After I started working there, I started Grinchmas 17.
Okay.
So I work around a bunch of youngsters, and it was kind of on a dare. Actually, I've been to Horror Nights numerous times, but I wasn't sure what the process was to be involved in it.
Yeah, like what's the other side like? Yeah.
Yeah. I was intrigued because I've done things like that, not on that level. So I was talking about it, and it was almost a dare by my younger coworkers, because I have grandchildren older than most of them. So go audition, Grandpa. We'll see. So I auditioned and I got in my first year.
Congratulations! Not everyone can say that.
Yeah. So and then last year again I auditioned and got in. So and I'm really glad I did. It's almost killed me both years, but I'm going to do it until I can't do it anymore.
That's fantastic. So what's your favorite part of scaring then?
My favorite, I think
what keeps you going? What keeps you coming back?
It's like if it's 4 people that you scare, and then they immediately laugh because they dug it, right? Mm-hmm. That's what keeps me coming back.
Like the adrenaline rush of people having fun after you scared them.
Yeah. Every night you're gonna do, between 2,000 and 5,000 scares a set, right? If depending on the role.
Right.
So you're going to get a good number of those. And it feels good because they're having a blast. You're having a blast. You know,
Everyone's having fun, hopefully. Sometimes you get those
and
guests.
well, yeah, you get those, yes. Escort these. Yeah, if only. But yeah, it's and the people that I work with. I mean, that's as big a part of it as anything else. It's a family. It really is.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Yeah, we become a family because you're in the fray together and you bond backstage and you see them at their worst because like they're sweaty, they're dehydrated, they're hungry, they're exhausted, but you're also on an adrenaline rush. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you're having such a crazy time together that you just bond.
Yeah.
So I'm just reading the chat here. Abe is in the chat. Hi, Abe.
No.
Abe says, Hal is an amazing scare actor. Pleasure to work with. Probably one of my favorite people. Love you, Mr. Krieg.
Oh, my Abe. That's my brother. Yeah.
Was he your supervisor?
Yes.
Yay! He was my supervisor in 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I know Abe. He was my supervisor first. Became friend because I went to his birthday party, and then we just kind of bonded from there, and we've been friends ever since. But Abe's here. Hi, Abe. I miss you. Thanks for being here. And William just says Abe with like a million exclamation points. Everyone loves Abe. Everyone loves William. Everyone loves Hal. We all love each other because we're a big family.
That is cool.
Yeah. Faith goes, I want to make it to your Twitch live. You should. Because I play a lot of Phasmophobia, which is ghost hunting, and I scream a lot. People don't think that characters get scared, but we do. Have you been scared while scare acting from either a guest popping out and scaring you randomly or a fellow scare actor scaring you?
Not on set.
Okay.
It's happened off set. And it happened last year during Stranger Things.
Okay.
And I don't even think it was done intentionally. I was jamming off to move to a different position because there was a lot of puppetry going on in Stranger Things and stuff. And a guy, one of my fellow scare actors who was in a hazmat suit was coming off set. And, you know, one of the doors, right, leading to the backstage area just popped open as I'm running by, and I came out of my skin and
got jump scared accidentally too.
Yeah.
Robert the Haunter, how many people would you have to boot out a night? Ooh, well, that's not really up to us. That really depends on the kind of night it is. I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember my supervisors one night in 2018 who, like, during our meeting before we went to scare, they would tell us, like, the projected amount of people going through the park so that we could expect if it's going to be busy or kind of lax. But they were like, what was it? The Dodgers lost today, so expect everyone to be in a pissed off mood, a really angry mood. It's going to be one of those nights. And they were not wrong. Like, every guest was not in the mood to be scared. They were very violent that night. So I feel like a lot more people got kicked out that night versus others. It really depends. I don't know. Like, hopefully you didn't have to suffer that much, Hal, but...
Well, what's interesting, and Abe can vouch for this, in the Trick or Treat is the maze I was in 2018.
I remember that was the maze he was super. I was going to ask you that because I remember him supervising the Trick or Treat maze. I was in the Trick or Treat zone, so I was one of the wolves. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there were a lot of people that probably should have been kicked out during that run. They always picked on the littlest actor, which was not a good thing. But no, I had a baseball bat.
Oh, so you had defense. You're good.
I saw it as part of my job to, in character, make as many people as possible want to hit me,
Distract them.
Huh?
Distract them from the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
it was
was we when I say we, I mean like the wolf girls, because we had two full transformed wolves and then two half transformed wolves, and usually on a set be one full transformed wolf with a half transformed, and we were all different. So I was the one in the blue dress, but my half transformed wolf and we had this pact going where I couldn't see out of my mask, so if anyone messed with me, she would step up and follow them through the crowd while I went and got security and said, follow that wolf, she's following the person, kick them out. But also on the flip, if I happened to notice someone messing with her, I would go up and try and get a revenge scare because they wouldn't expect picking on a girl in prosthetics looking kind of cute to turn around and see my bloody mouth right in front of their face. So that was always fun. Like, we've said this in another live stream. Obviously, you wouldn't know this, so I'm gonna catch you up a little bit, Hal. We look out for each other. Like, Scareactors look out for each other because we understand how guests can be sometimes, and it's not the easiest job. It's a lot of fun. That's what keeps us coming back. But it is tough work. People do mess with us because as soon as you put on the mask, people don't see you as human. They see you as a threat. Right. They see you as a monster. They see you as someone to mess with. Yeah, like one of the stories I like to tell as an example of that is, and I'll get back to asking you questions, I promise. But one of the best examples I could give was when I was that wolf. I had a big wolf head on. I could only see out of the mouth, so I had no upper, lower, or peripheral vision. It was really hard to move and see out of it. And someone full on pushed me almost to the ground, but I managed to catch my balance. But they full on shoved me. So I called security on them, and then security approached me, called me backstage and said, we have the guy. Do you want to talk to him? And I'm like, yeah, I want to talk to him. I want to see why he did that. So I go backstage, and as soon as he starts off really defensive, like, I didn't do anything. Like, she came at me, blah, 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 with security right there. I take off my wolf head, and as soon as he saw that I was a girl, I was a human girl under that mask, he went, oh. And he got real quiet, and then he started apologizing, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that you were under that mask. I'm like, who did you think it was? Like, I'm a human being, man. Like, what are you talking about? So stop messing with monsters, we're people. And he was like, I'm sorry. And he ended up getting kicked out, I think. I can't remember exactly what the outcome of that was, but I do remember that shift as soon as he saw my human face. And I thought it was very interesting. Yeah, Abe goes, oh yeah, trick or treat, they target one of the zombie kids. Don't know why, but they always went for him. Was it the rabbit? Because we had trouble with the rabbit in our zone.
No, I don't think he was the rabbit. I think he was the paper bag, the one with the paper bag.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, so in our zone, the rabbit zombie kid was the one picked on the most. And he actually got hurt. Like, the main guy that was hired to be him got hurt and had to go to blackout just to give himself a break. So we had a lot of different pool people play the rabbit, but every time they would get picked on and they wouldn't want to come back, you know? So it was weird. Abe also says, we always did our best to kick everyone out who we were able to catch, but yeah, many more people should have got the boot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Abe says, no, it was the bag boy. Hal is right. Yeah. Okay. Because I think that's interesting, because in our zone, it was definitely the rabbit that got picked on the most. I don't know why it's always the one zombie kid, and it's different between the maze and the zone. That's weird.
Yeah.
I will say, I didn't see Trick or Treat until halfway through the season, so I didn't really understand the context of my character until halfway through. Do your research. If you are hired to be a scare actor for a specific movie, do your research. I wasn't able to until like halfway through. I had to borrow it from someone. But I thought it was really interesting. And then once I understood the context of the zombie kids, I didn't know who they were. But after I saw the movie and saw what they were doing, I understood that they are mentally disabled children who are killed and brought back as zombies in case.
And they were really mad at me.
Oh, were you the bus driver?
Yes.
Okay. So, the reason I was confused at first was because their scares were not scary. Like, I always imagined zombies to be like, gonna grab at you. But what they were doing was like, oh, oh. You know, just like going around clapping at people. And I thought that was brilliant. And then after I saw the movie, I understood just how brilliant they were. Because they were definitely in character, but they were still getting scared. How do you play those kind of innocent, like they're not evil, they're innocent children with a disability? How do you play that? And they were doing such a great job. And then when people would drop popcorn or spill their beer or something, all the zombie kids would surround it and start screaming at it on the ground. It was great. So what was it like working the maze? You've only worked mazes then, right? By the sounds of it.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for people who've never worked a maze before?
Well, I think just overall, the one thing you have to remember is that it's a marathon. You got to pace yourself. You can't push yourself too hard, and stay hydrated, of course. Make sure you have enough to eat. But in terms of the scares, you have to. I refer to it as like being crazy in a box. You got to just stay within the confines of your scare. And you can't, if it's a jump scare, especially because we didn't have a trigger actually. Our character, we just came out a door, no trigger, no light. So you've got to hit it and get out. Because if you linger too long with that, you've lost it. So,
very good.
And it's just about any jump scare I think is that way. You can't hold on to it too long, or if it doesn't take the first time, then go wait for the next person.
And also for your own safety, we call it scare and get out.
Right.
I heard someone else say boo and skidoo.
Boo and skidoo.
Boo and skidoo. The reason for that is, like Hal said, you don't want a scare to linger too long because it'll lose its effect, it'll lose its potency. So you want to just like, boo, all right, go. Don't actually say boo, that doesn't work.
No.
But another reason for that is because people can have a fight or flight instinct. And if you get in there and you don't get out quick enough, they might have a hit reaction. And you could get hurt. So you want to go in, scare, immediately get out. And it'll have a better effect for the scare itself, and you protect yourself a little more. So that's great advice. And I love what you said about like being crazy in a box. I've never heard it like that, but it's absolutely true because you are confined to a certain space. When you're in a maze, you are assigned a space. You don't follow people. You don't have that much freedom. It's just It's usually a hidey hole that you pop out of. You might just be a distraction and you're in the room, but more often than not, you're gonna have a hidey hole and you're gonna pop out of that. So you need to get really good at that, but you also need to get creative and find ways to mix it up so that you don't get repetitive motion injury. That's a problem that a lot of people face. If you use the same motion every time, it's gonna hurt when you put your arm down and when you try to let go of your knife or something, like it's gonna hurt. So mix it up somehow in some way. But you are given a certain task of like, this is your hidey hole, pop out when there are people. Okay. I'm gonna do that over and over and over and over and over. You gotta keep it fresh for every person, because every new group that goes through is a new audience. You can't tire.
That's right. A new scare every 10 seconds. It's a brand new scare.
Brand new scare, brand new people. You gotta keep it fresh. That's your job as the scare actor. Hal, do you act normally on, like, other than scare acting? Are you an actor? Is that how you get into it?
I have a little bit. I'm a musician.
Oh, okay. So you're an entertainer in some way, and that's what kind of perked your interest in scare acting?
Well, and the kids dared me.
And the kids dared you, of course, of course. I saw a comment up here. I don't know if you know them. Says, Chai Paws, hi, Papa.
Oh, it's my grandson.
Okay. I was like, I hope that they're related and you're calling him Papa for that reason and not another. So yeah, all right. So your
My
grandson. Hi,
granddaughter.
grandson. What's your grandson's name?
It's my granddaughter. It's my
Granddaughter.
granddaughter.
What's your
Yeah,
granddaughter's name?
Sophia.
Hi, Sophia. Thank you for being here. Giving her a special shout out. Robert the Haunter says, I had a chainsaw at my maze, so that hurt a lot. Oh, chainsaw is gonna hurt, especially after a while. Those are heavy. You gotta get used to those. And I've interviewed several chainsaw people, so if you're interested in those, they're on my YouTube, so you could look back at those. Let's see. Hallbrook Haunted House in Hallbrook, Massachusetts. Is that MA? Oh god, Massachusetts. That sounds cool. Went in to do tech, went out an actor. That's hilarious. We turned you to the dark side. And Abe goes, dope, I miss scaring. Saws are fun. I miss scaring too. What have you been up to, Hal, since you haven't been scaring this year? What's been keeping you busy?
Sophia and other grandkids. Just playing music.
What do you play?
I play the bass.
Oh, cool.
I'm the bass player in the band. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. And how long have you been doing that?
50-something years.
Oh, geez. Okay. You're very experienced then. I thought you were going to be like, 5 minutes? I'm really good. Yeah. What time is it? 20 minutes ago I started. Yeah. That's awesome. Epic Raging Gamer. One Halloween, I was just hiding behind a bush at my house waiting for a kid to take, like, more than one from our take one bowl, and I scared the heck out of him. I almost got slapped. See, that's what I want to do. I want to, when I eventually have kids, hopefully one day, I want them to go trick-or-treating, but I want to be the one to stay home, and I'm going to be the one scaring all the trick-or-treaters that come to the door. Hey, that used to be my job. I'm living in the past, but I want to make it the present. I'm going to keep scaring and have my eventual husband, father to children, take them out to trick-or-treat. Yeah. I think that would be fun. I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be that adult, still being a kid. Yeah, because it's fun. It's in good fun. Let's see, Robert the Haunter. Props gonna do tech again, because acting was too much. I prefer to build props and mechanical electrical things. That's really dope, though, because we can't do that without, like, we can't be proper scared. It takes everything. It takes the sets, the props, the music, the lighting, everything, plus the actors and the makeup and costumes in order to make a successful haunt and effective scares. So don't knock it. I'm sure you did great at acting. I understand that it is too much. It is absolutely too much. But yeah, go back to building props and stuff. That we need that too.
we know it's the 8 miles of wiring that make it a lot of what it is. We couldn't do it.
Yeah, my boyfriend was actually tech for Halloween Horror Nights before, and he does lighting. So I actually interviewed him one night for one of my interviews. Someone called out, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, well, you could interview me. And I'm like, really? Okay. So I interviewed my boyfriend. It was really interesting because normally when we talk, we're just like, stupid baby voice talking about games and stuff. I don't know, but it was interesting interviewing him because we were both like, professional, tell me about your work. Okay, well, when I did this. But he told us about light tech and what he goes through, and it was so much more than I thought, I'll be honest. Like, I thought he told me everything already, but apparently not. So a lot goes into scaring. Let's see. Robert, I do lighting at my theater group. That's awesome. I love lighting. I'm very interested, especially now that I've been dating someone who does light tech. I have more of appreciation for it. Molly Jade, I'm watching your first live stream. I came from TikTok. Nice, welcome. I've been subscribed for months, but I haven't watched your lives before. Welcome. Glad you could make it to one. I don't do scare acting. I'm just a fan. Well, thanks for being here and chatting with us. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Hal is here to answer anything that you got. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about some fun Scareactor stories. So, Hal, Do you have
Yes.
any fun Scareactor stories to tell? Any fun reactions, fun scares you did? Just fun memories in general from scaring?
Well, a couple of in 2018 when I was the school bus driver.
Hmm.
There, like I said, I just came out a door into a hallway, and people were passing by me almost when I popped out. Um, and a couple of men got so scared that they actually pushed their girlfriends into my hide.
Oh no.
Don't take me, take her, kind of thing.
You
And
got
yeah,
those too. There's
I got
always a
those. Yeah,
handful of those kind of chivalrous men, right?
yeah, yeah. But I think the one of the funniest for Stranger Things, I one of the puppets I used was a Demi Dog. That was
Mm.
one of my spots, and we had celebrities come through
Uh-huh.
numerous times because Stranger Things, it's
And
um,
also Universal tends to get some
yeah,
celebrities coming
yeah,
through, yeah.
yeah. But there was one celebrity in particular who came through, and I happened to be the first Demi Dog in the maze. And you come through the plastic curtain, right? And it's in the dark, and then you hit the trigger, and the dog
Oh.
comes out right in your face. And this particular one is probably 4 feet across. The flowering head and the claws or the paws are on that whole thing. So she comes through. A camera person was walking backwards in front of her, and so I didn't scare the camera.
Yeah,
She comes
no.
through. Yeah, I hit the Demi Dog, and she screamed and just went down to her right down to her knees.
Bravo.
And yeah,
Who was the
so yeah.
celebrity, do you know?
Oh yes, I know.
Are you able to
Yeah,
reveal who it was?
it was Ellen.
It was Ellen herself?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was a guest of Ellen's or something. Because I know she does that. I know she records going
yeah,
through. That's
yeah,
awesome. I thought it would be like Ariana Grande or something because she goes through quite a bit
yeah.
too. But
No,
Ellen, you
but,
scared
but
Ellen. Good
I,
job.
I wouldn't know Ariana Grande if I saw her. But
Get with the
well,
times, Hal. Everyone knows Ariana.
I know. What can I say? But but in Stranger Things, there are a lot of there weren't that many face actors in that maze,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the effects we had were the spores, the hallway with the spores. Did you go through that maze?
It was the things that would hang, right?
And they were on the walls too. They were these
Yeah.
round spores that shot water.
Oh yeah, they didn't shoot water when I went through, I don't think, because I don't remember that. But I do. I think I
We
remember
had
the
those.
spores.
Yeah, we did have some trouble with the. We had some technical difficulties
It
with those.
happens. Yeah.
Once we got them fixed, people walking through that co- uh, corridor thought that the the spores that shot water, because most of them didn't. There were
Mm-hmm.
like 4 or 5 that did.
Mm-hmm.
That it was tied up or that it was linked to motion as they were walking through.
Oh, I
And
thought
that,
it was someone like pressing a button or something, like watching on a
oh,
camera.
that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
So, but you'd see people, they'd get angry at the spores for shooting water at them. But we could see what's going on. So guy's standing there with his arms folded because he thinks if he doesn't move, it won't set it off.
Oh,
So
what a
he just
fool.
bang, just hit him again. And then there'd be 2 people back there operating it. And sometimes the person to my left would come running over and point at my monitor and go, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. Because he's beating on the spores all the
Oh
way down.
God, why do people
Yeah.
do that?
So he comes by me and it's just bang, bang. I've got 2 and I hit him twice. And
Hit him in
Now
the
he's living.
face. In the
Yeah. So
face.
anyway, so we ended up backstage, like paying each other to be able to go work the spores instead of the no, I'm kidding. But no, but that was a fun place to be, because people just got so frustrated because they had no idea where it was coming from or how it was being set off or how they could. Some people just ended up crawling down that hallway. They just crawled.
they're
They
like
crawled through it.
they're like mice in an experiment or something.
Yeah,
It's like, how do people react to
yeah,
this?
you're not getting me. I'm just going to get down on all fours and go
People
through.
try and beat the maze in some way. It's like,
Okay.
no, just go through and have fun, please. Just enjoy
Yeah.
yourself. Be
Yeah.
scared. Molly Jade, is this part of the Upside Down exhibit? Upside Down exhibit. It was a maze at Halloween Horror Nights. They had a
Yes.
Stranger Things maze, just to be clear. Let's see. Albert Vanderstuff. I remember one Halloween I had a wolf mask and I scared the kids that came to the door. When their parents came to see what was going on, I scared them too. Nice.
Nice.
That's awesome. Abe, water effects are never the best in Universal mazes, even though every ride in the park has them. For some reason, they would never work in mazes. Remember Charlie in Trick or Treat, Hal, aka Vomit Kid? Oh, no. Tell
Absolutely.
that story, Hal.
Well, I didn't get to see it most of the time, or well, I only saw it a couple of times. But there was constant consternation over there's a kid on a porch, and this is from the movie, who is fed poison trick-or-treat candy by the principal of the school. And the boy, which is a animatronic, is supposed to vomit. And his guts weren't working right. So he was retching but not vomiting a lot of the time. And there's a live actor next to him who's supposed to be reacting to the vomiting. And they're like, any minute now, dude, you can, but
was that Anthony? Abe, could you vouch? Was that Anthony?
That was, yeah.
It was Anthony. Funny story, actually. Anthony and I met doing another acting thing when I first moved to LA. We were in like this comedy sketch group for a while, and then we happened to have crossed paths while scaring, and it was really weird. I was like, "You? What? Oh my god!" So we were friends beforehand, and then he told me that he was the teacher or the principal in the Trick or Treat maze, and I'm like, "I'm the wolf in the zone! Nice, high five!" Long story short, it never worked, said Abe, because I remember it working once when I went through early on, I think. I don't remember. Sorry if I'm wrong in some way. This was a couple of years ago. A lot of things happened since then. No, Anthony was the vampire principal. I thought that he was also sitting on the porch at some point.
Right. No, that's right. It was Stowe and John Monty.
Okay.
Ghost House, John Monty. That's right. Anthony was a vampire. The vampire principal. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I could have sworn I saw him like posing with, I don't know. Maybe he was just doing that for a picture or something. I don't know. But yeah. I remember going through with the rest of my zone toward the end of the scare season when we were able to see the other mazes and stuff. I think there was a point where we specifically saw that maze to get context for our zone or something like that. So I think I saw it twice. I can't remember. Abe, I'm sorry if I misremember this. Oh, but I remember running into you at some point, and that's how I knew that you were supervising that maze. But we went through, and I remember seeing that kid, and it was making a retching sound, but I didn't see anything coming out of it. And then I saw the movie and saw what was supposed to happen, and I went, oh, that sucks. That sucks. The tech wasn't quite there working for that. It happens. Even at Universal, this place that's known for like their big effects and movies and all that stuff and like piling money into these big projects. The tech's not there. The tech's not there. I'm sorry.
And going yeah, and the secret hallway to get from one side of the maze to the other went right behind that machinery that was supposed to make that kid vomit, and it was always just gurgling and spitting and coughing, but nothing was happening.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
That's Oh, and yeah, no, Anthony was the Vampire Prince while I read that. Okay, the Llama Prince 01. I have a friend that likes to go to Walmart on Halloween and scare people. Sadly, they didn't get to do that this year due to the mess. I mean, I was kind of tempted, I'll be honest. Side tangent. A part of me really wanted, because I also do cosplay. I don't have my own scare character. I don't work for a place. At Halloween Horror Nights, you are assigned a character, you are assigned a costume that you have to return at the end of the night, and people do your makeup for you, and they're usually face characters or some character from a movie specifically, so they hire all these people to make you look like from the movie, right? In other haunts, they have a little more creative freedom. So it's not necessarily from a movie. It's just a concept they made up, and they hire actors, and they're like, here's the context of your character. Go nuts, make your own character. So a lot of people I know that I've interviewed too, they have their own scare character and their own costumes, and they do their own makeup and everything.
Right.
So they're known for that character that they have themselves. I don't have that. I haven't made up a character. I don't have a costume, but I do cosplay. So I was really tempted when I was still living near City Walk, Hal. You know, we were talking about where we lived. When I was still near City Walk, and City Walk was open, or is open, but not Universal itself, I was so tempted to get my scare teeth. I have like wolf teeth that I just got, and yellow contacts. And I was gonna make my own prosthetic for a wolf transformation face or something. And do little things and wear a costume and everything, and then scare people on City Walk. But whenever it looked like trouble was brewing and police were gonna come and like escort me off for harassment or something, I was gonna like rip off the prosthetic, get the contacts out and the teeth out, and be like, "What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not if people are getting scared, that's their own problem. I'm just here getting boba. I don't know what you're talking about." You know. But I feel like that, I'm such a good girl. I don't want to break rules. I didn't want to make a scene. I thought it would be cool for TikTok, but I never did it. Plus, then I moved, so I couldn't do that. Let's see. Oh my god, so many comments. Molly Jade goes, "That is amazing. I am now going to Walmart on Halloween for that reason. I hope there are others who do that." We'll just get a big flash mob together and we'll just scare people.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll call up Hal and be like, "Hey, you want to hide
Let's
in that
go.
corner? I'll hide in this corner. We'll meet up in the middle."
We
Epic
could do
Raging Gamer. Yeah, we'll do that.
A thriller flash mob at Walmart.
I'm so down. I love Michael Jackson. I will absolutely do that. Okay, Epic Raging Gamer. Oh yeah, my dad had a mask of someone from a movie. He was gonna scare some people, but then he lost it, found it upstairs. I gave it to him, and then he lost it again. I could have seen real good. Oh, Robert the Haunter. I can't wait till I have my second season. Once I turn 18 and 22, I want to build at the local pro maze. Nice. Good goal. Nice. Robert the Haunter. Half of my stuff is haphazardly assembled junk that just barely works. Aren't we all, though?
Yeah.
I'm just haphazardly assembled junk. It's cool. All scared. No. Sasu.
Yeah.
Hi, Sasu. Sasu is another regular of mine. People going to shops and scaring customers, not looking to be scared, just increases my trust issues and makes me only half sorry if I don't catch my fight or flight reaction in time. Yeah, that's another reason I wouldn't want to scare other than in a haunt setting, because it's like, first off, I'm paid to be there. Secondly, people go knowing that they're going to be scared, so there's not going to be any harassment issues. And I don't want to traumatize people. I just want to scare them for fun. It just reminds me of the killer clowns from, was it 2018 when that was going around? I don't want to be one of those like killer clowns. I don't want to be known as that. I don't want to be harassing people. I want to do it for fun. So that is a good point, Sasu. It's like trust issues. I don't want to be going to a store and have someone try and scare me. And I say try and scare me because one of those killer clown kids actually tried to scare me once, and I ended up almost teaching them how to scare. Back, was it 2018? It was sooner than that, wasn't it? It was because I was in, I don't remember where I was. I think I was in LA at the time. I think it was 2018. I don't remember. Could correct me someone. Oh, 2016 or 2017 with the Killer Clowns. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I think it was 2017 because I just moved to LA.
Yeah.
So I went to the store. This is a random story, but I went to the store and I was in the fridge section. I was looking at like butter or something, and right next to the butter was the Lunchable kits in the fridge. So I was just like trying to figure out what butter I want because I'm an adult now and I don't know the difference. So I was taking a minute going like, is this good butter? I don't know. And I catch in the corner of my eye, my peripheral vision, someone who's, I'd guess around 14 or 15 years old, in a clown mask next to me, like walk up next to me and start staring at me as if that was supposed to scare me in of itself. So I look over, stare at him, and he opens the door, pulls out a Lunchable and just points at it. And then behind me, in the aisle behind me, I hear his friend cracking up at what is going on right now. And I just go, yep, it's a Lunchable. Cool. And he puts it back slowly and then walks away. And in my head, I was like, do I teach him how to scare? Because that was pathetic. Come on, kid. You don't we already talked about this, Hal. You don't linger in the scare. It's not effective. You gotta
need to
get
talk.
up. Yeah. Like, hey, kid, come back.
Come here, son. I need to talk to you. Yeah.
Come here. I've been scaring for years. Let me teach you how to do this. You got the mask. That's cool. You got a short height to you. That's even better. Let me show you. Lunchables, not scary. Just pointing at them, not scary. This is what you gotta do. Just let me take you under my wing. Kid who was laughing behind me, not subtle. I heard you. Like, you ruined the scare. If there was a scare, you definitely ruined it. So, Robert the Haunter. Last November, I got to spend a day at my home theme park with my fave scare actress from the maze. Most amazing event of my life. That's awesome. Sasu, I no longer trust Goodwill stores after getting jump scared while browsing and purposely avoiding the Halloween area. Mom just laughed and I was shaking for a while, not wanting a scare plus high anxiety. Oh, you poor thing. Yeah, I hate it when people scare outside of haunts. When you go to a haunt, you know you're there to be scared. But if you go to a store, you're not expecting to be scared, and they might think it's in good fun, but it does develop trauma, it develops trust issues. I'm not for that. Sorry, Hal, if you're for that, I have my own opinions on the matter. The llama prince. My school had a false threat. I'm sorry. We'll get back to your stories, Hal. I'm missing so many comments, though, and I'm trying to see if anyone has questions. My school had a false threat from the killer clowns. I was scared of clowns for years after that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was just a mess. The clown stuff was just an absolute mess. Sasu, glad the employee had a good time, though. Oh, when they scared you. I'm sorry. Abe, John, Keith, and Stu were bloody principal. Anthony and Zach were the vampire principal. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up, Abe. Also, I'll kick them out. You scare them. Yes. Sasu, half points for teamwork or an attempt. Yeah. Clearly they scared you effectively, but that's not nice. Robert, I just stuck a chainsaw through a wall at my maze, didn't even have a costume. LOL, it was amazing. Got some good scares. Oh yes, I can see why that would be effective. Oh god. Sasu, I love Scareactors and adore Halloween, but know your audience and read the room. Yes, absolutely true. That is a good way to sum it up. Epic Raging Gamer, my cat says hi. She won't get out of my face. Hi, cat. Where are my cats? My cats might make an appearance, by the way, Hal.
Who said that?
That was Epic Raging Gamer.
Okay.
Sasu, Hal, who are you in Stranger Things maze? Besides Demi Gorgon and Demi Dog. Were you just the Demi Dog?
No, I was Demi Dog. Mm-hmm. I was the Spores. I was two of the tentacles that came out of Hopper's cabin. Mm-hmm. One of the ceiling one. Yeah. I was that. That's what I was mostly.
Oh, okay. So you were mainly a tentacle.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Killer Man 500. Hey. Okay. Sasu, Who could you be if you had top pick of any Universal HHN person or spot? Yeah, do you have like a favorite maze that you would like to be a part of? A favorite character that you'd like to play? Anything like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Universal monsters. Yeah, Wolfman.
Wolfman?
I'm halfway there,
Yeah, you got the beard going.
and the yeah, and the dialogue. You can't beat the dialogue.
What is the dialogue? Just ow.
Arr,
Yeah, there you
arr.
go. Easy. Nailed it.
He's
Got
got
just
it.
gotta audition and you got so I joke with people a lot about this. When I was cast as the wolf, so many people are like, you as a wolf? Why you? Because I'm you know, bubbly and fun, I guess. I don't know. But I always joke with people, I was just really tired and hangry that day and they typecast me. Just when I auditioned, they were like, ooh,
Yeah,
wolf.
yeah.
Mm,
Scotland.
yep. Scott
Yeah.
went, ooh, yep.
Mm.
She's a B word. Let's make her a literal B word. Like, female dog. Yes. Oh, Scott's great though. I love Scott. I made him laugh when I auditioned for Grinchmas in 2017. I will take to my grave. You know, I will take that memory with me because that never happens. Scott never laughs. Scott never shows emotion. That's what he's known for. Scott is the casting director, just so people know. He's a legend, but he's known for his very serious face. But he's a fun guy. Like he does it for fun.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like he's such a
amazing.
fun guy, but he knows his RBF. Especially because the last orientation I had, 2018, he comes up for our orientation before we find out what we're cast as and everything, and he just goes, I understand that I have RBF, so I was told I need to smile more. So that's it. That's all you're getting, everybody. I thought it was the funniest thing. Scott, thanks for smiling. So, let me see. I'm trying to catch up with the Abe. Chai Paws said something. My cat also says hi from Sophia. Aww. Sophia's cat says hi. Robert, it was an electric chainsaw too, so it didn't even rev up. It was a lot more sudden as well as being loud, so it was pretty effective. I can see how that would be very effective. Abe, Hal, did you like Trick or Treat or Stranger Things better? No pressure. Ooh.
No, that's an easy one. Trick or Treat.
And why is that?
The crew, the people we had in that maze were, and I have to say too, it's because it was my first experience.
Oh, that's a good
No,
point.
so
You can't beat your first time scaring.
and it was yeah. I mean, I love the movie. I mean, I've loved the movie for a long time, and so I was kind of tickled when I got cast. So yeah, and everybody was phenomenal in that maze. Everybody. Stranger Things, and I'm not knocking it. That was a great experience too. It was too for me. It was different from Trick or Treat in the sense that it was big. It was huge.
Mm, it was.
So yeah, and there was constant movement going on, and we made friends, you know, like we always do in a situation like that, but everybody in Trick or Treat seemed to be tighter, just because it was a more intimate maze.
Yeah, it was. It was a smaller maze, so I could see how that would be. And also, like, you're working together a lot of the time, too, because, like, the zombie kids kind of play off of each other, and
Right.
you have to know the context of your characters and all that. I mean, you always do, but Trick or Treat, it's an interesting movie, because it's
Yeah.
an anthology, right? It's, like, 5 different stories that kind of come together. So it's very interesting how you play that in a maze, and how you make that into a maze.
Yeah.
And I remember some of the actors from the Trick or Treat maze filled in slots whenever we were missing people in the zone, so I got to meet some of them. They are just amazingly talented people, super fun. I think what's her name? Mariah?
Mariah, yeah.
Mariah came and filled in a slot. I think she replaced me because she played the blue dress wolf in the maze. So whenever I had to do something else and couldn't make a shift for whatever reason, I think she filled in my spot a couple times, and I heard how epic she was. I was like, thank you. Thank you for doing my character justice. You're the best. So, Abe goes, good answer. Agreed. Let's see. Molly Jade, is there any Stephen King movie inspired mazes out there, like an It maze or a Shining maze? We did have a Shining maze.
There was a Shining maze, yeah.
There was a Shining
Yeah.
maze at one point. I loved The Shining. It's one of my favorite
That
movies.
was 17, right?
That was 18.
Was it 18?
Was it 18 or 17? Abe or William,
No,
whoever's
it's
here.
17.
Let's see. Abe goes, yes, and she got a job at The Walking Dead because she was amazing. R.A.P. WD.
That's right.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's better to do, scare zones or scare mazes? Well, you've done scare mazes. Do you think you would prefer a zone, knowing about zones?
I'd like to do a zone.
Yeah. What do you think are the pros and cons of mazes versus zones, in your opinion?
Just from what I know.
Yeah, from what you know.
Scare zones, you're a little bit more free. Your territory is a little broader. You're not in a box like you are in a maze for the most part.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of my Scareactor stories come from, is from a zone too, because of that freedom. So that's why I talk about being a wolf a lot.
And maybe, and I don't know, but maybe within the character, maybe there's an opportunity for a little improv type of stuff and
You like to improv? Yup. So, in my opinion, I like zones more too, for the same reasons that Hal said. I like the freedom, I like doing improv with people, but each thing comes with their pros and cons. I've actually talked to people who said they prefer mazes over zones, because zones was a little too much pressure, it was a little too open for them. It was harder to get scares because you are out in the open. How do you do a jump scare with nothing to hide behind, kind of thing? So you have to get creative, and it's exhausting. No matter what you do, it's exhausting. But with a maze, at least you have your space and you know what you're doing. In a zone, it just like you got to roll with the punches, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So and every set is different, which is what I like about it, but not everyone does. So it really depends, and it depends on the theme. It depends on where the haunt you're working at, because Universal takes care of us, and I've said this so many times. Universal's security, they take care of us. We're part of a union, so I feel safer being in a zone versus other haunts I've done where I was in a scare zone and I felt like I couldn't say anything if something happened to me because of how small the haunt is, and my supervisor was like running around like a crazy chicken with its head cut off kind of person. So I would just have to deal with it versus Universal, where it's like if someone's bugging me, talk to supervisor, call security, get them out of there, because they will do it to other scare actors. So it depends is the short answer to that. Sorry, it's not informative. But yeah, Sasu, how would they do a Dr. Sleep if they did one? Not sure. That's up to Murdy or whoever designs the mazes at that
wherever
time. Wherever it is. It depends on the designer. Lots of dark hallways.
Yeah. And mist.
Yeah, and the mist. And oh, yeah. Let's see. Abe, Terror Tram's an interesting experience too. Yes, Terror Tram is its own monster.
I have a really nice story about Terror Tram.
Do it. Say it. I want to know.
I went as a guest the year of the clowns and chainsaws on the Terror Tram. And that was 17, right?
16.
16? Okay. I took my grandson. He really, really wanted to go. At the time, he was 11. He really, really wanted to go. So I took him.
Brave soul.
Yeah. Well, we got off the tram and the clowns freaked him out. I mean, the clowns freaked him out. One of the clowns spotted him and took him under his wing and protected him the rest of the way
Aw.
through the whole trek by the psycho house and everything. Kept all the other clowns away from him.
Aw, he was adopted by a Scareactor. That's what I do. That's what a lot of my stories are about, is me adopting kids and taking them under my wing and like scaring off other Scareactors for them. That's so sweet. Wholesome. I love it. Yeah, I wanted to be a killer clown so bad. I'm so mad because my first year scare acting at Halloween Horror Nights was 2017. So just 1 year after the killer clowns, not killer clowns because that's its own maze, but the crazy clowns on Terror Tram. That was 2016. I joined 2017. I also acted in 2018, and then 2019 I took the year off because I had never been a guest for Halloween Horror Nights, so I wanted to know what it was like to be a guest. And they got the clowns back, and I was like, that's all I want to be is a crazy clown, and I missed both of those years because I was sandwiched in them, and oh well, I'll make my own crazy clown character. I'll go to Walmart and scare people as a crazy clown. It's 2016 all over again. The clowns are back. No, it's just some crazy girl who misses scaring because of the mess.
Yeah.
Abe goes
doing Thriller in the parking lot.
Let's see. Fun fact, Hollywood Harry was 2016 and 2018. Oh, it was 2018 and said, oh, that's right. Oh, I remember now. Okay, so in 2018, I was cast as the wolf in the zone on New York Street, but the clowns were on Terror Tram, and that was the only thing that we couldn't see because we didn't have time to go through all the mazes plus Terror Tram. So we did the mazes, but we skipped Terror Tram. I remember now. So I had a chance of being cast as a crazy clown, but they were just like, nah, she's a wolf instead. And I'm not complaining. I loved my part, but I've always wanted to be a crazy clown. And also, that really sucks because the 1 year I was a guest was the first year without Terror Tram, and I've always wanted to go on Terror Tram. I was an actor for Terror Tram in 2017. That's where I met Abe. And then 2018, I was in the Scare Zone on New York Street, but I didn't get to see Terror Tram as a guest. And then 2019, Terror Tram was gone, and I missed my chance. It was so sad. I'm gonna miss it. R.I.P. Terror Tram. Oh. Abe, another fun fact. Hal's double in Trick or Treat is the infamous Hollywood Harry. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like the original? Oh my. Very cool. Very cool. Do you have any other fun Scareactor stories to share, Hal? Best reaction, I say.
Well, one of the best reactions I ever got was the one I told you about that happened several times where these guys pushed their girlfriends into my hide.
I whispered to one girl. I wouldn't do this all the time because obviously I'm not allowed to talk. But when I was the wolf in the Scare Zone, it happened to me so many times that one day I was just so frustrated. Like I was sympathetic toward the girls being pushed into me, and also I was pissed off because the guy would push the girl into me as I was going for a scare, so I had to stop it early, and that would take a toll on my knees to stop a scare early. And then obviously I was getting a human being pushed into me, and that's not fun. So one girl, I whispered in her ear, dump him, he's the real monster, and then I released her back to the guy. I don't know what happened after that. I just was like, here you go. But chivalry at its finest, folks. If you're one of those guys that pushes your girl into a monster at a haunt, that's a problem. They're not gonna like that. They might be nervously laughing along with you, but that's just because they probably don't know how to say to you, you're a jerk, don't do that. So as the scare actor having her being pushed into, I can vouch, they don't like it. Don't do that. How about you try and protect them instead? Abe, another fun fact. How's... Oh, I already read that. Okay, sorry. I thought that was a new one coming in. Never mind. The Hollywood Harry comment.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Here. But to continue with what Abe said,
Yes.
Bob and I are now best friends.
Yay.
Hollywood Harry and I are now best buddies. Yeah.
Maybe you'll be Hollywood Harry one day. He'll pass the baton to you. Perhaps.
Yeah. Perhaps.
Perhaps. That's really awesome, though, to have that bragging right. My double is the infamous Hollywood Harry, and you're friends with him now. That's really cool. Any other celebrity scares, Hal? Because a lot of people watching love hearing celebrity stories.
Well, actually, we got a lot of celebrities in Stranger Things.
Because that was the maze. Yeah, that was the maze that year to be promoted.
The only celebrity that I'm aware of that I scared was Ellen.
Mm-hmm. She made it obvious with the camera, yeah.
Yeah, I was backstage when others came through, but I wasn't on set. So those like LeBron and Kobe, those guys.
I heard quite a few of Kobe coming through.
Yeah.
From other people. Let's see. Framing the Tin Man says, what about the parent that holds their kid as a human shield from the chainsaw guy, and then she wanted a refund because we traumatized her son? LOL. You mean a Karen? We get a lot of those.
We all know those people. Yes, we do.
Oh, absolutely. I got so many people who are like, how dare you scare my child? You paid to be here. I'm just doing my job, ma'am. It's
that's when I never understood strollers coming through the maze.
See, you took your grandson because your grandson wanted to go. I understand that. If the kid's like, I really want to go, then the guardian's like, okay. But if they get too scared, then feel free to take them out and then try again another year. But I don't get the people that bring babies. The babies are gonna be traumatized no matter what. Just pay for a sitter. And then that way you don't have to deal with a stroller too, with a crowd and everything. Like, I do not understand. And then I would scare people with a baby that's like in one of those holders, like the baby carriers, you know? And the baby would just cry and it breaks my heart. I don't mean to scare the baby. I want to scare the parent who's neglecting the child. Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's see, Sasu, asking again, because in case missed the answer. Thoughts on attractions modified for Halloween, like having scareactors added to them, not including Terrortrain. What do you mean, attractions modified for Halloween?
Oh.
Like having like rides and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Do you have any? Because I never thought of that.
Well, I can't, I'm not sure how that would be done.
Oh, Abe goes, Sasu, Terror Tram was the closest we were allowed to do it at Universal. True, because we had the tram drop people off and then they walked the rest of the way. Right. Only Knott's can get away with it. So what do they do at Knott's? Because, like, I've been to Knott's Scary Farm, in case you haven't. It's a big theme park, and it's Knott's Berry Farm throughout the year. And then for their haunt, they have Knott's Scary Farm, where they hire haunt actors, and they have sliders, and they have people on top of the maze and all this stuff. Like, they go all out, but putting actors very much at risk. I mean, it's fun. It's fun for the actors involved too. I talked to a couple of them already, but I don't remember going on rides, so I don't know what how they would incorporate the actors for the rides in a safe way. I don't know how people would do that. So, don't know how to answer that question. Yeah, Abe says liability and union issues at Universal. Yeah, Sasu goes, yes, Knott's changes to the witch taking over the train ride and the log ride became a Halloween hullabaloo. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I don't know much about the witch. I've talked to actors who work at Knott's and stuff, and we discussed the witch a little bit, but I didn't know she took over rides. That's pretty cool. Nina, what is your favorite haunt, if you're allowed to say that? You've only worked Halloween Horror Nights, but have you attended other haunts?
Yes.
Are there other haunts that you would like to work at, if not Halloween Horror Nights? Because Halloween Horror Nights, let's say this, just for safety, Halloween Horror Nights is our home haunt, so we will work there if they will have us back. Like, we'll audition. If we don't get it, then we'll audition for something else, because it's still a job, and they got to understand that. But where would you like to work if not Halloween Horror Nights?
You mean instead of?
Instead of Halloween Horror Nights, yeah.
Or just for grins sometime.
Both?
Okay, yeah. Queen Mary. Queen
Mary, and why is that?
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff. The ghost. There's a place up in Northern California called Preston's Castle. It was a reform school for juvenile offenders, very, very violent juvenile offenders. And they built this thing in the 1890s to get these kids out of San Quentin with the adults. And it literally looks like a medieval castle.
Cool.
Well, the state was going to tear it down in 1960, but a foundation was formed, and they're slowly, it's been 60 years, but they're slowly restoring it. But they use it for a haunt every Halloween.
That's really cool. Where in NorCal is that? Do you know?
In Amador County, Ione, up in the gold country up there.
Okay. Excuse me, because I'm from the East Bay. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'm fascinated. Like, ooh, NorCal, I'm going home. Let's go. Yeah, I used to scare in San Francisco for a while. And then I did the Haunted Hornet on the USS Hornet in Alameda. So that was my first haunt. And then I scared at the San Francisco dungeon for almost a year. And then I did a couple like smaller haunts around the area. And then I moved to LA, and I've been doing Halloween Horror Nights ever since.
Cool.
Thankfully.
Yeah, there's a cool place up north near Sacramento called Zombie John's, where you go out in a cornfield, basically, on the back of a flatbed truck with paint guns.
Ooh.
And shoot zombies coming out of the corn at you.
Oh, I wonder how it's going to be as an actor there, like getting paint shot at you. What is the appeal with that? I don't know. I'm trying to. After being a Scareactor for so long, like you start thinking from the actor's point of view more than the guest. Like someone would say, "Hey, let's go to this haunt." Like as a guest, you get to do this to the Scareactors, and my initial reaction every time is, "Oh, those poor actors," rather than, "Oh, that sounds really cool." Oh my God.
I'm not going to be a party to that. Are you?
Abe says Queen Mary is really haunted though, so have fun with that, Hal. Hal, if you work Queen Mary, I will work Queen Mary with you, and we will hunt those ghosts down.
That's right.
And we will make a vlog about it, and we will be viral.
All of that, man. I'm counting on it being haunted. That's why I want to.
Yes, even William was saying that it's haunted, and we gotta hunt ghosts there or something like that. And I do not mess with that usually because I believe in ghosts, and I don't like messing with the dead. But for content. Let's do it! For scares and giggles, let's go and disrupt those ghosts. Sasu, Noelle, you need to see the Winchester's Halloween Maze and Free Roam Tour. Oh, like the Winchester's house. I've heard about that. I had a friend who was a tour guide there, but I've never gone through myself, so I would love to go through. Yeah, I've heard great things about it. That sounds really interesting. Yeah. Killerman 500. Have you ever fallen while trying to scare someone?
No.
Yes, for me. Absolutely. 100. I fell during my audition in 2018. Like I didn't mean to. As the wolf, I fell because I got in a stilt walker's way and they accidentally slammed on my foot and I tumbled down from that. As like tripping almost, but I never fell from that. 2017, I was sitting the whole time, so I wouldn't have fallen anyway. There's no reason for me to fall unless I had a ghost push me. I'm trying to remember back to my San Francisco days. The thing with the mess, I can't even remember what I had for breakfast. So thinking years in the past, especially when I lived somewhere else entirely, it's hard to remember details of things, which is why it's really hard for me to remember Scareactor Stories, because I never thought it would be a thing. So I'm just like trying to remember my Scareactor days back in San Francisco. Um, I know. I'm trying to think. Sorry, I know for sure I did. I fell off a cabinet. That's what it is. I fell off a cabinet. I played this character that was like in this office in the maze part of the Haunted Hornet. And I was scaring with my boyfriend at the time, who was this really tall, lanky guy with a very deep voice. And he used it to his advantage, where he would stay seated in the one chair in the room with his eyes closed. And I would go up and scare people through a pop-out window. And then when they turned the corner into the room, I would say something like, "You're late! He doesn't like it when you're late!" And then I would climb up like these cabinets like steps. And then I would rise up and be like, "Get them!" And then he would open his eyes and like, almost like a golem of sorts, he would go up and like chase them out of the room. And that was really fun, except for I learned the hard way that people don't like storytelling when you're trying to scare. They just want to be scared and move on. They're like, okay, enough of the chit chat, lady, just scare me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm an actor. It's what I do. I like to tell stories. And it was my first haunt, so I learned the hard way. But one of those days, this is how I got tendonitis in my left knee, actually, is from doing that squat to rise. It was really freaky because I was towering over people the whole time, so it was a very effective scare. But doing the squat to rise movement every like minute, several times a minute, gave me jumper's knee. And then it would cause my knee to lock up sometimes. And when it did that, I almost didn't make it onto that first cabinet once because I was using the bum knee. I didn't even know I had it at this time. I was just like, my knee feels weird. Oh well, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing anyway. Pain, let's keep doing the same thing over again and maybe the pain will go away. No. So I try and get up on that first cabinet, which is like waist height. It's still tall, but not super tall. My knee locks in place as I'm trying to step up, and there are guests there, and I tumble down, and I'm on the floor, and I'm like, get them! And then my boyfriend at the time rises up and chases them out of the room, and he's like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. My knee, though. So I did fall, but it was because of my knee. Long story, but yeah, it was fun. It's like these memories are coming back to me. I don't know. Let's see. Abe.
Yeah, a friend of mine taught me that if you ever just trip and fall for no reason, you go down, just jump up and say live from New York, it's Saturday night.
I love that. Oh, I'm so gonna do that. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I normally if I fall, I immediately jump up. It's like, gotcha kind of thing. But because in this certain scenario when I fell, it was my knee was the problem. I couldn't jump up. I was like, I'm stuck on the ground. Wow, nice. Having issues how old was I at the time? I think I was like 22 at the time or something. I'm like, this is good for my future. Oh, yay, pain this young. That's great. It's gotten better since I went to physical therapy and stuff, just so people know. My ankle still shot though, just from the stilt walker. That's one of the reasons I took 2019 off, was like my ankle. There's not much I can do about that. So, let's see. Have you been to the Museum of Death attraction? Don't know what that is. I've been to the Museum of Terror in Budapest, but that's different. That's about World War II. So, nope.
Yeah. The Museum of Death is it's in downtown LA, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, I've never heard of it. I want to go now though. That sounds cool.
I saw a Netflix show, The Dark Tourist. He visits places like that all over the world, and I think I saw an episode of him there. It's bizarre.
Excuse me. Thank you. I'm going to write down the Dark Taurus because that sounds really cool and I want to look that up. Hold on. The Dark Tourist. I take notes during interviews, you guys. I'm that kind of interview. All right, the Dark Tourist. That sounds cool. Let's see. Abe, Hearst Castle would be an amazing haunt if they would allow that. That would be
yes.
really good. Neuschwanstein. Neuschwanstein in Germany. Oh god, what's it called? What's it called? Oh, where is it? Schwangau, that's what it is. Schwangau, Germany. Neuschwanstein Castle. There is a mysterious death associated with it. It's an unfinished castle and everything, and I would love to turn that into a haunt, but that would never fly there. Oh my god, no. Plus it's kind of hard to get there because it's on top of like humongous hill, and weather is a thing. We're spoiled in California, I have to say, because we don't have to worry about weather as much as other states do and other cities do.
Yeah, summer and road work.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's our seasons. Sasu, next Halloween, I decided I'm going to stream a horror game and tell some of my supernatural experiences. I have had far too many not to be a believer. That empath life. Oh god, Noelle, you are too similar to me with these knee injuries. My friend constantly references the Parks and Rec episode where Leslie denies being sick. Yeah. You should absolutely stream horror games. And you don't have to do it for Halloween even. You could just do it whenever, but obviously it'd be more relevant around Halloween. So save the paranormal activity kind of stories for Halloween time. That would be really cool. Danksack Plays. Hi, Haunter person. Hi. A Museum of Death is in Hollywood. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Lost Boy TNT. I missed most of the stream. I'll have to watch the part I missed later. You should. Hal's been amazing. We've been just chatting and stuff about our scaring days. Killerman 500. I remember going to Six Flags Fright Fest while it was snowing. What? It snowed here? What? That's weird.
Did she say? Huh.
Global warming. That's all I gotta say about that. Sasu, I don't know. I love streaming. I just suck at nailing down themed times. So October and Supernatural Stories seem to puzzle piece together. Yeah. Oh, Killerman, Illinois. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. It snowed in Illinois. That makes way more sense. All right, so it's currently at 9:30. I don't want to be disrespectful of your time, Hal, because I did tell you it would be 9:30, like, at the latest. So I think it's about time we wrap this up. Is there any other questions that people have for Hal? Hal, are there any other stories that you'd like to tell people? Any advice you'd like to give? Any new scares from your experience?
Well, I would just say that anyone who's thinking about auditioning to be a scare actor, do it, and just remember going into it that you get out of yourself, get outside of yourself.
That's great advice. Yeah.
And you'll be okay. Don't get in your own way. See, I'm old enough. I don't care much anymore about this.
So like, yeah, I don't have time to overthink. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I did take some theater in college, and one of my teachers said, and I'm sure this isn't new, but this was 40 years ago, so it was new to me. Don't ever be afraid to make a fool of yourself. Just don't make a fool out of your character.
Oh, I've never heard that actually. Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah, you really got to commit. Got to make those choices. Make choices that your character would make, even if it's not what you would normally do, because you're playing the character. So yeah, definitely go out of your comfort zone. Do the auditions. Yeah.
What would a reasonable wolf do in these circumstances?
Reasonable wolf.
And don't be afraid to be that wolf. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You definitely got to stay in character, and that takes a lot of practice first. You got to think in character. Absolutely.
And get over yourself. Get out of yourself.
Yeah, I tell people it's always good to play the what if game in your head before an audition. Like, what if they asked me to do this? What would I do if they asked this? Blah, 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 blah. But there is such a thing as over preparing. So I tell them, practice first, go over the scenarios in your head so that you're prepared, so you're not totally thrown off guard. Have them in your back pocket just in case, but go in, when you go in for your audition, let it all go. Just let it go, because they can throw curveballs at you, and they will. You could think of every scenario, but they will absolutely throw a curveball. So you want to be prepared, but then let it go and go with the flow and just have fun.
And pay attention.
And do what they are asking you to do. Listen to what they're asking for and do that as best as you can. And if you make a fool of yourself, as Hal said, don't make a fool of your character, but you could absolutely make a fool of yourself. At least you'll be memorable, right? And that's what matters. Gotta be memorable. I mean, what matters most is you follow the rules and you follow the instructions and don't touch the cone, but...
Don't tickle the cone either.
Oh, no, because that cone is a guest, and if you touch a guest, you're out. So, let's see. Anyone else have questions? Let me see. What did I miss? Sasu goes, thank you, Hal. Abe goes, Hal, if you remember any of them, what was your favorite potluck day? Oh, what a great question, Abe. Favorite potluck day? Because there were so many.
God, we had, God, at the end, I think we had one every day.
It was, I think for us it was like every week or something. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. I remember there was a really, I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was a really like a chili casserole that somebody made one time.
Ooh.
And I can't, but that and anything having to do with sweets were my favorite potlucks, the cupcakes and
I was gonna say my favorite was anytime people brought dessert. Yeah. I have such a sweet tooth. It's so bad. I'm like I am addicted to sugar. I'm not gonna lie. I've tried to wean off it. I can't. So anytime someone brought in cake, which the creators of Trick or Treat actually came and gave us voodoo donuts one time, and like a cake, I think once too. I don't remember if it was a cake. It was definitely voodoo donuts though. They brought us donuts. They brought us candy. They really loved that we did the maze in the zone, so they took care of us. It was really cool of them to do. I really appreciate that. But yeah, Lost Boy TNT. I'm from upstate New York. We design our Halloween costumes to fit over snow clothes. That's awesome, because the worst thing to do is get a really awesome costume and then wear a jacket over it that doesn't match at all. I've had to do that quite a few times. Dang Zach plays. Have you had a weird experience, dude? And I guess weird experience is your own definition, Hal. He doesn't go into any detail of like saying what a weird experience constitutes.
Well, I think the weirdest experience I had was, there was someone who came to Halloween Horror Nights quite frequently, apparently. And when I would come out of my hide to do the scare, this person would just be standing there, staring at me. And then for like, I don't know, it seemed like a minute and a half, but it was probably 15 seconds. And then just turned around and walked away. And this happened probably a dozen times.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to study it because they want to be a Scareactor.
I don't know.
I don't know. That is weird, though. That is definitely weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm checking. Am I buttoned okay?
Oh, God.
Well, I was wearing,
XYZ.
well, I was wearing pajamas, and I didn't know if they were buttoned, the right. The buttons were in the right.
Is there a draft like right here where a button's open? No? Okay, I think I'm good. Yeah, my weirdest experience was probably when this guy came through my zone when I was a wolf, and he shook me without changing the expression on his face, and it was really eerie. Like he went up, and the girlfriend was just kind of like giggling along, but she also like wouldn't change her expression much. It wasn't like a typical jerk coming up, be like shaking the monster. This dude, it was like I went up to scare him, and he just looks at me, grabs me, and then shakes without changing his expression. Almost as if it was his duty to shake these monsters up whenever they try and scare him. And then he would go down the line. And when he let go, I was more confused than hurt or anything. I was just like, what? What just happened? Yeah. That was weird. I got a weird feeling, like chill went up my spine. That was weird. So I told security, and then I followed him to make sure that he wouldn't do it to any chainsaw people. But sure enough, he went up to a chainsaw person, started doing it to him. So I went up and kind of like took his place, and then he shook me again. And same thing, like da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. It was so weird. But yeah, that was probably my weirdest experience.
That's crazy.
Yeah, let's see. Dank Zach plays. What happened if you're not a theater kid, but you just love to scare people? There are a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a theater person. There are a lot of people who are just... when I worked at Haunted Hornet, it was my first haunt, and I asked so many people, like, oh, are you an actor too? Because I was mainly an actor. I was a film actor at the time and theater actor. And I never scared before, but I've always been interested in horror and all that. So I asked a bunch of people there, and a great majority of them were like, nah, I just like Halloween. Nah, I just like scaring people. I'm not an actor. I just like to do this. So, yeah, you don't have to be a theater person. Sasu, if you can remember any interesting moments from backstage you can talk about.
The best moments from backstage are the camaraderie between and the support that we all give each other.
Agreed.
Yeah, the other stuff is just petty. Great, gripes.
The drama
people have because they're sleep deprived. Just food deprived and exhausted.
Oh no. And a lot of people getting hurt and like icing themselves and stretching backstage. Yeah. Oh, I was one of those people. I was like, hey, how's it going? Just icing my bum knee. Don't you worry about me. How are you? What's going on? Let me go get wrapped real quick. I remember the drama backstage. We would have karaoke sometimes in our backstage area. Like some girls brought a speaker in and a little fake microphone, and they were like, here, sing something, choose on my phone, and it's linked to my boombox, and I was like, okay, so, we just had karaoke backstage. Like this wolf, I put on my wolf head and everything, and I think someone filmed it, but obviously couldn't share because it was backstage, but it was just for their own amusement, and I was like rapping in German, which I don't even speak. Like, I knew it well enough to rap it to a degree, but it was really awkward, so I was like, einmal die Welt.
We did have something very interesting backstage. We actually got to see Freddy Krueger as Elmo.
Oh, Jeremy. Oh, man. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
And I have it on video.
Ooh, please send it to me. I want to see Jeremy do that. I follow him on TikTok too. He's on TikTok. Abe, when are we going to play Kingdom Hearts with Jeremy? This has been 2 years in the making, man. We've been planning on playing games together for the longest time, and it's always been like someone's schedule doesn't line up with each other. And obviously the mess. It's got to happen after the mess, but...
Right.
Abe and Jeremy, you guys have to come over and play Kingdom Hearts with me.
Okay, but I got Abe and Bob at Bob's Big Boy when the mess is over.
Fine. So, yeah, we'll share. We'll share, Abe. It's fine. You get him on the weekends. I'll get him on the weekends. It's like divorced parents. Okay, you get him for holidays and most Tuesdays. I'll get him the other days. Christmas morning, but I get Christmas evening.
Christmas Eve, yeah.
Let's see, Lost Boy, TNT. If you aren't good at improvising in situations, you're going to need more practice before they're going to hire you to begin with. Yeah, it is a lot of improv, isn't it? Um, I would say biggest advice if you're not super experienced in improv, if like that, I think this goes back to the theater kid comment. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just because you're a theater kid doesn't necessarily mean you're good at improv, and you can be, but not everyone is. My biggest advice for dealing with improv, especially in scare situations, follow the rules, don't break the rules of what they're giving you and the instructions they're giving you, but also think like the character. Like, as long as you are in character, the improv will come to you. Like, I can't tell you how many times I was playing like a crazy clown. My favorite character to play is the crazy clown. I was playing a crazy clown and someone said something and I just replied immediately and I reacted to them in character, and in my head I was like, did I just say that? Like, I've never said that before. That was the character speaking. That was not me. So if you're in character enough, the improv comes to you. It does. And it'll come with experience too. But you could start off at a small haunt. You don't need a lot of experience working at small haunts. Working at big theme parks like Universal, you will have to be pretty good at improv, I think. Because they will throw curveballs at you in the audition. With my first haunt, I don't think I even auditioned for my first haunt. I think it was just I knew someone who worked at this haunt previously, like with those people, and they were like, hey, can she work here? And they're like, sure. And I was like, cool. Thanks for the trust. And then I had to learn the hard way what auditions are actually like. Sasu, all right, so if I eventually get hired, reminder to bring Tupperware. Yes, for potlucks. Not all haunts do potlucks.
Right.
Universal did potlucks. That's why Abe said that. Abe, OMG, that chili casserole was the bee's knees.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Abe, Sasu, you'll have to be quick. Potluck food flies away within the first hour of the night. It
Yes,
absolutely
it
does.
does.
Yeah,
Yes,
you have
it
to
does.
be quick. Oh, I was always like, I
Right.
always try and be first in line because I am a little piggy and I'm just like, I want all the food. And I want
Yeah.
to make sure I get those cupcakes because I
Yeah.
like sweets.
Yeah. And those nights get long. You got to bring snacks. You got to bring stuff to nibble on through the night.
Yeah, it's like on those potluck nights, you'll have a full belly starting out, but also that does a disservice because I'll get you through the night, sure, but you're gonna have cramps if you're working out right after eating. You gotta be careful, pace yourself because you're gonna get a little. I ate like so much food at a potluck once, and I went out as the wolf, and I was just I had so much energy after having a good meal with friends and around the table, and I'm working, I'm scaring, so I was like going at it, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh no. Oh no. I need to slow down. Nothing happened. Nothing
Yes.
happened. But I did have a little moment of I need to
Yeah,
go on break. Let's see, what other people? Sasu, I hope the Great America Haunt family is as wholesome as your Haunts family is. Most haunts are like that because you're dealing with a lot at once. You'll get some of those scare actors like that are new and they don't know what they're doing and they don't want to talk to anyone. That's their right to. You don't have to talk to them. They'll open up eventually. And then other actors who are more elitist, like, oh, I used to work at this place and this place, and it's like, yeah, but we're working here together now, so how's that going for you? You know, like, let's just have fun, huh? Let's just work together. But a majority of people I've worked with are always the same way, and we end up being a family, and it's great. And you'll make really close friends doing it too. Like you'll be a family, but then you'll have your close knit friends. Like William and I hung out all the time after we scared together in 2017. So you'll get those kind of people. I'm trying to like quickly read through. Abe, you moved away, so it's gonna be harder. I know, but we need to make this happen. I will drive to you. I don't care. I want to play Kingdom Hearts with you guys. Sasu, I'm hoping to audition whenever I get their email back. I applied by email like 5 times but got no response. The one of my friends got the email back, and not gonna lie, I was extremely bummed and jealous. That happens. If you sent like 5 emails, I would say you didn't get it, unfortunately. If they want you, they will let you know because you gave them all your information already, and they will let you know. And then if it gets closer to haunt season, then you could reach out and say, like, I'm still interested, by the way. But if someone else got the email and you didn't, yes, I've gotten feelings of jealousy before, and you don't know why you weren't cast. It could be literally any reason. It could be like they just don't have a costume for you. You don't look like any of the characters that they're casting for. It could be you look exactly like this other person that they just hired, so sorry. It could be any reason, really, so don't take it personally. And yeah. Do you have any advice, Hal, on dealing with jealousy in the workplace, I guess? I don't know.
Well, other than be empathetic, I the first year first everybody was like a deer in the headlights that I actually got cast. Because I was
Best reaction.
I'm too old.
You're not too old.
Well, no, I'm not saying.
I know. I'm agreeing with you.
But yeah, just be empathetic, because you're right. There could be no reason.
Yeah.
They got to make a cut somewhere. And sometimes that's just the way it happens. You could look like 10 other guys they just hired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they only needed 8. But at some point, I think that there are a lot of people in the pool, generally speaking, and a lot of people don't last the first week. So, like you said, just reach out and until it becomes obvious that nothing's going to happen. But things do change.
Yeah, I always say give them the option to say no. So if you're thinking of auditioning, audition. Worst thing they could say is, sorry, no, you're not cast.
Right.
Try again next year. At least then you have experience auditioning. You kind of know what they're looking for. You could try again another year. You could work as show control for the haunt. You might not be an actor, but you could get a feel for the haunt itself. Like, there are other things you can do. But if you don't audition, it's an automatic no. Give yourself an option for a yes. Give them an option to say no. But if you're reaching out for an audition and they're not reaching back to you, and you've already emailed them like 5 times, best to leave it be for a while. And then before the haunt, like if auditions are happening around that time again, feel free to reach out and say, I'm interested in an audition. Can I audition? If it's still a no, wait until, like Hal said, the first week or two, most haunts, people do not handle it well because they don't, like a lot of newbies especially, don't know what they're getting themselves into, and they might realize, this just isn't for me. So then they quit within the first week or two. Yeah. And so they're going to need more people. They're going to have to hire new people. So reach out to them a week or two into the haunt and ask, hey, if you have any slots open, I'd still really like to be a part of this. So it's good to be persistent, but also if you've already sent them 5 emails, I don't know the length of time between the emails either. You didn't say that, but it sounds to me like they have your information. They will let you know if they are interested. And I understand the feeling of being really bummed. That sucks. But that'll go away-ish eventually, because you need to focus on you, what you're doing. Don't compare yourself to your friend. Focus on you and just be happy I know it's easier said than done. Be happy for your friend who did it, and maybe they can tell you what the experience is like and help you audition another year. You don't know. Yeah. So it might be a blessing in disguise. Let's see. Plenty of days for both of y'all, so don't worry. Yeah, we'll split them. It'll be fine. And then if it gets too much, we'll split them down the middle. And I'll take the left side, you take the right side. Yeah. Killerman 500. Sasu, I'm not old enough to work the haunts yet, but when I get old enough, I hope I get a job at Great America. Great America is good to work at. I went to Great America's haunt. I believe they're in San Jose. And they were really fun. I've talked about them a couple times in past live streams. Sasu, it's competitive. I've heard mixed reviews of daytime work in there. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, it's always going to be competitive if you audition for anything. So just do your best and don't take it personally. That's my
Right.
Yeah, that's all you can really do. Abe, I'm so game for both Bob's and Kingdom Hearts. Yes. We got him, Hal! We got him! Sasu, Hal, what is your ideal snack? I assume for scare acting. Yeah, to keep you going while scaring.
Trail mix.
That's a good one. I also agree. Trail mix, pretzels, fruit snacks.
Yeah.
I would take those fruit snacks. I
I
was
like
that person.
I like those little cheese and peanut butter crackers too.
Oh, yeah, those are good. Those are good.
Yeah.
String cheese. Yes.
String cheese.
Sasu. That's how dance families tend to be. Sasu. And it's all good. It was last year. It's all natural and part of the theater world. Yeah, you audition. You might not get it. Don't take it personally. Sasu, I've auditioned so shyly and been shocked when I've made it to callbacks, but I stay humble and just acknowledge it, let myself go through it and try again. Yeah, have a little more confidence in yourself. Clearly you have talent if you made it to callbacks. So just go all out, commit, have fun with it. Do as I say, not as I do, because I go into auditions really shy and nervous, so lost my TNT. Don't judge other characters who you think may be getting treated better / different than you. Sometimes it's actually preferential treatment, but other times there may be aspects you don't know about. True, you don't know other people's stories. Focus on you, not in a selfish way. I'm not saying like just stick in your corner and don't talk to anybody ever. Like still be empathetic to people, sympathetic.
Yeah. No, I'm just, seriously. There's it's true. Sometimes, a guy said to me. I mean, he didn't half-step the audition. He did everything he was supposed to do, but he said to me when we were getting measured, we were just talking, and he goes, "I'm 6'6", 350. I'm gonna get cast." Something.
Yeah. Well, they always need people that tall. The taller the better, and the shorter the better, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes it's no more complicated than that.
Yep. A lot of scare acting does, at least for Universal, because like you have to look the part and you have to fit in the costumes, right? So a lot of it comes down to, do you fit this character? Mm-hmm. Do you look like this character? Do you fit in the costume? That's it. And the basics of scaring, like, hey, do they scare and get out? Did they touch the cone? Did they avoid the cone like they're supposed to? Do they look like they have some skill in scare acting? Cool. But they don't fit the costume, so can't cast. Sasu, oh sorry, it was throughout beginning. When people first whispered about sending their emails, it was very spread out. I didn't want to be a super bother. I did enjoy hearing his experiences. He's a buddy. Okay, yeah, so about the emails. Yeah, so you're doing everything right. Don't worry about it. Hopefully you get cast one of these days. Abe, not everyone gets cast on their first audition. Haunts look for people who fit their attractions before they look at your skill level, so don't be hard on yourself if you don't get cast your first go. Yeah, hardly anyone gets cast their first time auditioning for a haunt, and you could be the most experienced scare actor in the world, but if you don't fit like the certain vibe of a haunt, and every haunt is different, then you might not be cast anyway. Mm-hmm. Like I obviously fit Universal really well because I'm really good at following rules, and I am like that certain height and build for a lot of their costumes and a lot of those characters. So like I fit that pretty well, and I love movies, so I'm very passionate about that. But if I were to audition for another haunt, there's a chance I might not be cast, because it's like a different vibe. I don't know. You never know. So I might as well just try. Killer Man. Oh, so many comments. I'm sorry, Hal. I'm just getting through all these. Killer Man. Six Flags Great America is the one in Illinois. Okay. But there is, like, Six Flags Great America is not only in Illinois. It's also... The Great America I went to was in NorCal. That's all.
Yeah. I remember when it was in... It used to be Marriott's Great America.
Back in
Remember
the
that?
day. No, I was...
Yeah.
I don't know when that was. When was that? Because I've only been to Great America in more recent years. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was on the peninsula by Redwood City.
Okay, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Sorry. Abe just said all caps, Fruit Snacks! Yeah, Fruit Snacks is the unsung hero of Horror Nights for sure. Everyone goes for the Fruit Snacks. Sasu, I would have gotten slapped hard if I said that when auditioning for the autistic character Leaf in Putnam County Spelling Bee, even if I was on the spectrum, it would have been like, oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to play certain characters with disabilities. Or like certain characteristics that you don't have yourself. It is hard. So it's hard to play them in a noticeable but also respectful way. So do your research. Try your best for those kind of characters. Lost by TNT. I have a buddy of mine who's an amputee and has a prosthetic bone sticking out. He's very balanced and agile. He never has an issue getting cast. That is dope. I mean, I'm sorry that he is an amputee. I don't know why he is like that, but if it's for an unfortunate reason, I'm sorry he went through that traumatic experience and has to deal with that, but I'm glad he uses it to his advantage, because, like, that... Oh, yes, he would be cast in everything, because it's like, just give him a fake hand and he just pull it off, and that's the scare. Like, that's amazing. Oh yeah, he's got a career for life in scaring with that. Jeez. I do not encourage people chopping off their limbs and getting prosthetics for this. Yeah. I do not condone this. But if you happen to have a prosthetic,
You have to have.
use it to your advantage and do scaring, you know. Killer Man. Yeah, my mom told me that my grandma went, Mary, it's great America. Oh, okay. Lost Boy, he's good with it. It happened when he was very young. Okay. It's good that he's dealt with that as long as he has. So it's part of him now, and that's great that he uses that to his advantage. That's amazing. Sasu, it's a good park, childhood park I still adore. Okay, yeah. We're caught up with comments now. Sweet. Thank you so much, everyone, for the comments. I love reading them. And I hope we answered all your questions. Hal, thank you so much for being here. And what's your granddaughter's name? Sophia?
My granddaughter, Sophia, yeah.
Sophia, if you're still here, hi, thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting your grandpa. It was an absolute pleasure to have you. And thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It is currently 10 o'clock, so this is the usual time when I would call it for one guest anyway. So this works out timing-wise, I think. Sorry it went longer than I originally told you, Hal, but thank you so much for your time and dedicating time to this.
I loved it. Thank you.
Abe goes, Hal and Noelle, love you both. Have a great night. Thank you so much, Abe, for being here. It's so great to see your name pop up. It really is. And we'll split you like divorced parents getting custody. We'll hang out whenever the mess is done. And I will absolutely drive to you if needed. Like, I just want to hang out when this is all done. Sasu, once again, thank you, Hal. Thank you, Noelle. Thank you, Sasu, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's Huxton. Hi, it's Huxton. I didn't see your name pop up, but thank you for being here. Have a good night, they say. Yeah. Thanks so much, everyone. Hal, do you have any social media that you'd like to promote, or anything that you're working on that you'd like to promote in the last minute or so? No?
Yeah.
All right, then I'll take the reins on this one because I have a lot to promote. All right. Thanks so much. Bear with me, everyone. Okay, so I go live doing Scareactor interviews, just like tonight with Hal, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern, here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, please do. Follow me. Turn on the notifications to know when I go live and when I upload a video. The Scareactor Stories are going to be dwindling down to only every once in a while when I happen to have a guest, starting next week-ish. I think the last day I have scheduled is the 12th. And the reason for that is I want to enjoy my holidays and I want to dedicate more time to streaming games and stuff like that. So this has been, originally the plan was only through October and maybe some of November, like a haunt would be. But I had so many people agree to do this that it went through December, which is amazing. So I'm sad to see it end, but I'm also kind of like relieved. It's been a lot doing Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. But it is still happening through next week. So Stick around. Next is Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on YouTube. Be there or be square. I also update on my Instagram every time I go live, or if there's a postponement or a cancellation or anything like that. That is how you'll find out. So it's very important that you also follow me on my Instagram. It's charge_and_die. So charge and die. If you follow me on TikTok already, great. It's the same username. If you don't follow me on TikTok, why not? That's where a lot of my content is. I also go live on TikTok Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern, and I do this fun 16-tier competition thing. Every live I do a different kind of topic for the competition. It is up to you all in the live stream what contestants are on the board and what you vote for and everything, and it's a really fun time just interacting with you all. So join me Fridays 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on TikTok, and then also Tuesdays I go live on Twitch, so Twitch Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you forget any of this, it's fine, I'll update my Instagram. That's why you have to follow me on Instagram to remember all of this. Twitch, the name is the same as my Instagram and my TikTok, charge_and_die. So follow Charge and Die on Twitch. I do Scareactor Plays Horror because it's fun to see Scareactors get scared. I've been playing a lot of Phasmophobia, which is a ghost hunting game with my boyfriend Glenn and some of our friends. We've been playing that almost consistently every Tuesday, and it's been so much fun. It is a fun time. Last time when we didn't have friends join in because they were busy doing whatever, I played with viewers. Sasu, who is in the chat right now, she hopped on and I played with her and her friend Carmen, I think was her name, forgive me. Her Twitch streams are always fun. Thank you, Sasu. So join me on Tuesdays if you want to be a part of the chat and seeing that. But yeah, so Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays on YouTube, Tuesdays on Twitch, Fridays on TikTok. I know it's a lot. That's why it's important to follow me on Instagram to get those straight. But I go live pretty much every day except for Thursdays and Sundays. So things are going to change up next week. So stay tuned for whatever schedule I come up with for those changes. But in the meantime, I hope to see you. Today is Saturday, right? I'll see you Monday here on YouTube, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for my next Scareactor Story interview. And thank you for being here. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much, Hal. Stay on the line, Hal. I'll give you a more proper goodbye after I end the stream. Yes, Carmen and I have been playing more and gaining practice. Awesome. Okay, I'm glad I remembered her name right. Thank you for confirming. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night. Goodbye.